Our lawmakers from here in the North Country gathered virtually this past week for the Chamber of Commerce's annual legislative breakfast.
State Senator Dan Steck and Assembly members Matt Simpson and Billy Jones talked about what's on their agendas for the year. Their priorities include the distribution of the COVID vaccine, helping small businesses weather the pandemic, reopening the border with Canada as soon as it's safe to do so, and improving cell and broadband service. Providers expanding coverage are now facing state fees and taxes, making it more difficult and expensive to lay cable.
The governor has proposed in his budget, unfortunately not new money for a build out, and that's something we have been fighting for collectively. But he has called for a $15 plan for affordability. I still say we need accessibility along with affordability, new DOT tax, a right-of-way tax, all these fees that are put on them, on these small companies that want to deliver internet service, and we are hindering them from doing that. We need to get rid of that so we can build out broadband, and then certainly talk about affordability later.
Impacts education, distance learning. It's impacting our businesses that are trying to communicate throughout the North Country with whether their employees are working at home. This has risen to a level that it's as important as having electric in your home. And we need to see this through and make it happen. We need to look at all those reasons why it's so costly for those providers to provide that service. And we need to start there with the burdens that New York State has put upon those companies.
Senator Steck says it's looking as if Congress will come through with $15 billion in stimulus money to help the state address its multi-billion-dollar budget deficit. That relief bill is also expected to include as much as $100 billion in funding for the MTA in New York and other mass transit systems across the country that could in turn be a huge boost to the North Country's transportation manufacturing industry. Congress is also expected to follow that up with a major infrastructure bill that would include more money for trains and buses built in the North Country. The federal stimulus bill is also expected to have billions in child care subsidies. The three lawmakers also say they support increasing state funding as well to help families pay for child care.